This is what he said during the game.
This is Joe Simpson.
2 balls, 1 strike. I mean, he is, if he's 19, he has certainly got his man growth. He is big and strong.
I mean, I don't think it's a huge
sounds
deal.
pretty subtle.
Mean, isn't it always a topic of discussion that when Dominican players especially come to the majors,
questioned. Yes.
there are always question marks about how old they are.
Yes.
There's always issues as far as their birth certificates. It's hard to track down a lot of their paperwork.
I think now these guys are Cuban, but I think they did the same thing with Cespedes. They questioned Yasiel Puig. All those guys were questioned because they come into this country and they're big, strong, strapping kids.
Is that also a juicing shot?
I don't think so.
Don't know.
I think you just always,
you just think it's an age
You're
shot.
always questioning the age of the Latin players, yeah. And look, Soto's a big kid. I mean, I'm not questioning his age, but he's a big freaking kid.
I think that there might be some underlying, he can't say it, but there's some underlining meaning there that maybe this guy did something at his age to get that big.
Possibility.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Who cares? Say Juan Soto is 23 years old and not 19. Who really cares? Does it really matter that he's being billed as 19 instead of whatever his actual age is if he's older than 19?
Well, I mean, it matters.
Does anybody really care?
That would be a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
His agent cares.
Why is it such a huge deal?
Well, because the older you are, you're limited in how much money you can make down the road. They're also comparing him to all the great 19-year-olds, the Ken Griffey's and all those guys, and it's certainly it would be a huge deal if they found out he was 23.
Every article that's written about him says teenage year Juan Soto.
Yeah,
he's in his mid-20s. That's a big difference.
He's 19.
And
He's probably almost 20.
Because then the rest of the league and the media would question if Mike Rizzo and the Nats organization actually knew it.
Right.
And they're just lying. So it would be a huge controversy.
Jason, this is what Jeff Passan said, though, last night.
Yep.
Age fraud hasn't been a thing in Latin America in nearly a decade. But then again, Joe Simpson is stuck in the past, so it's not a surprise that he offers this sort of garbage. Ignore it.
Yeah. Well, I
now,
think most
isn't this the
people
same
are.
commentator who I think it was like 2 weeks ago was ripping, I think it was the Dodgers, a few Dodgers players in BP before a game because they were wearing T-shirts that weren't part of their uniform, but they were T-shirts to help raise money, to cure cancer.
And
like
what
they were
did
doing
Simpson
it as
say?
He just said, I believe, I'll go back and check it, but I think it was something that those guys look unprofessional. Why are they wearing T-shirts instead of their standard issue uniforms?
I'm going to use an old man term. He's just an old fuddy-duddy.
Curmudgeon.
It was a bad look.
Right.
He's an old curmudgeon.
It was a get off my yard.
Yeah.
Who would wear a T-shirt to work? It's so unprofessional.
Yeah, who would do such a thing?
How
old is said person? How old is this Braves play-by-play guy?
Joe Simpson? I'm going to guess he's
got to be in his 60s, right?
Late 50s, early 60s. That's what I would guess.
Are we already heading towards Curmudgeonville? Are we already there? Are we on a bullet train to be the next Joe Simpson?
Probably.
He's 66.
Mid-60s.
Yeah. So he's basically 20 years older than us.
Well, Mike Rizzo was lick. And
I'm sure he was.
And apparently he handled it face-to-face.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Oh, he went and confronted one Joe Simpson.
Yeah, he went and found him and said, dude, you're effing wrong. He probably used a lot of F-bombs. Knowing Mike Rizzo.
Was What's My Age Again by Blink playing in the background?
I think it might have been.
That whole bit.